Producer Kellie is here. She's got the headphones on and she is ready to run the show.
Heyo. Hello and welcome to Hardly Working, the show about life, love, and labor, hosted by the couple that works, plays, and stays together. I'm Kellie.
And I'm SP. And it's not just Kellie here today. It's producer Kellie. It's
That's
Kellie.
right. With the headphones.
Yep. I was going to say, they also call headphones cans.
Oh.
And I was about to call you Kellie with the cans.
That's true, too.
Whatever you call her. However you know who she is. Anyway, hardly working, life, love, labor, yada, 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 yada. Wow, what a week it's been.
I can't wait to hear who in our real life starts to refer to me as Kellie with the cans. The only person I can think of right now is Danielle.
Shout out to Ryan, who listens to every episode.
That's true. You're welcome, brother.
Oh my gosh. Well, welcome to season 8. I should just start off by saying that this is episode 130, I believe, which is...
It's a high number.
It's a high number.
1, 2, can't count that on my fingers. And my toes.
We asked our best people, and they said it is a high number. And here we are. Well, you are so giggly today. I love it.
And? Okay, good.
It's probably because, if you can't tell by that sweet, sweet sound, we're finally getting a break. Finally getting to eat some food.
That's right.
We thought we'd do it here with you guys on the mic.
ASMR. That's disgusting. I'm sorry.
Back to it. We just got back from our retreat. We may talk about that on Hardly Working Through It in the future. I don't know yet. We came straight home. But we will tell you about the retreat because we've been talking about it for a month. It was really great. Spoilers, it was friggin' great. And if you follow us on the socials, you've seen clips of some of the stuff.
It was beautiful.
It was great.
It was what I needed. I read a lot of Draco Hermione fan fiction.
Yeah, SP did a lot of work. Kellie read a lot of fan fiction.
Good work.
You kind of did.
And I would highly recommend anyone that's a Harry Potter fan out there.
Here we go.
If you're looking for a romantic book to read, if you're into Bridgerton, the books, and you're into Harry Potter, this is like the perfect thing for you.
Wow.
And there is one book. It's Manacled.
What?
That's the name of the book. It's Manacled.
Marigold?
It was 1,018 pages. And you bet your sweet asses I read it in like a week, if
Not
that,
even
a couple of days. It was really good.
You were talking about that on the show. You were like,
I know,
I'm about to start this one. It's like,
I'm
you
done.
said 600 pages.
That's because that's what I thought it was. But then when I downloaded it, it was 1,000.
No, but then when I talked to you the next day, I was like, how far in are you? You're like 600 pages.
That's right.
Now,
I finished it. And I think I talked about it. It's like if the Deathly Hallows was the opposite. And Voldy won.
Voldemort.
Potter died.
Mm-hmm.
Weasley died. Hermione lived.
The girl who lived.
And then it's a whole thing. And it's amazing and wonderful. And I would 10 out of 10 recommend. And if you need any other recommendations, you can reach out to me at It's Hardly Working.
All right, Kellie.
Or at Kellie.McGillicuddy. And I will continue to give you recommendations because it's amazing. Anyways.
That's Kellie's book nook. Kellie's book
No shows
corner.
were watched this week because I've just been reading. Truly.
It is pretty wild. I don't know how she does makeup while also reading a book, but here we are.
Were you impressed by that today?
Yeah, I was like, turns out she doesn't need those 40 mirrors on her vanity. She just needs an iPad.
The truth is that it's easy. I was reading while I was curling my hair and blow drying my hair because that's easier because all you have to do is like grab a piece. I've curled my hair for so long. I just grab a section and wrap it and you go. Makeup's a little bit harder because I have to actually look at myself. But I did read while I was curling my hair.
You do get a lot of compliments about your hair, and you are a pro at styling it.
So the reading does not interfere. Okay?
I'm so glad to hear that.
Yeah.
So anyway, we'll talk more about the details of that trip another time, but you will start to see them and hear them play out soon.
You will, but I will. This is the one piece of information that everyone needs to know. Not really, but SP.
Oh gosh.
Have you ever heard?
Oh no, I didn't. Wait, what?
Have you ever heard of a Californian funnel web spider?
What are they called?
A Californian funnel web spider, not to be confused with their vicious cousins of the East?
Australian variety?
The Australian
like, where should go
or
with
West? Either way, you get there.
Takes a long time to get there either direction.
Yeah. The Australian funnel web spiders who are dangerous to humans.
Kelly, this seems like a really weird time to be talking about arachnids.
It is, mostly because I'm absolutely terrified of them. Let's be clear, like really scared.
You know that.
But I will say this: I have gone to Big Bear for a lot of my life, like a lot of my life. We go up there every summer for the chili cook-off, and I'd go up with my friend who had a cabin up there. While you would expect to see spiders, I would say that I don't think I've seen that many in cabins over the years. Even when we've Airbnb cabins, not really. And we were at this beautiful Airbnb that was absolutely gorgeous. They had a wonderful bathroom downstairs that had a rain shower and one of those really nice tubs that you can get in. And I did take a bath. They also had a hot tub that we would get in. And on the last night we were there, we were in the hot tub, and I was like, you know what? I might just get in a bath so I can warm up a little bit, because while the hot tub was warm, the walk from the hot tub to the house was cold. So you walked inside kind of cold. And I walked over to the tub and promptly freaked the F out.
She was brushing her teeth. And she's like, babe.
Truly.
It's like,
truly.
What is on
As
fire?
I was backing away from this bathtub, because the largest spider I've ever seen in a house was in this bathtub. And I know that all of y'all at home are like, well, you're just scared of spiders. And so like, no. It was like 2 inches.
It was big.
It was big. It was hairy.
It was hairy. It spoke English.
Yeah.
It was like a real functioning.
It was like Harry Potter all over again.
What?
Hagrid's pet spider.
Friend of Hagrid. I can hold them back from eating Hagrid, but you guys walked in here willingly. I cannot deny food that's walked in willingly to these spiders. Anyways,
right.
It's basically what it is.
What is it?
It starts with an A.
Agagog.
Aragog.
That's what he does. Anyways, yeah, but you should just look it up. Californian funnel web spiders. They make funnel webs and they pounce out. They're harmless to humans. I, however, was like, this spider is going to kill me. Mm-hmm. And truly, I mean, I am scared of spiders. This is a lot about spiders, and I get it. I'm scared of spiders. I had a hard time sleeping. I literally was like, I went up, to the point where I was like, there is bug spray upstairs, because the main room was a 3-story Airbnb, and the bottom was the bedroom. I went up the stairs, and SP was like, I can come with you. I was like, no. Someone has to watch the spider. Mm-hmm. You can't come. What if we come back and it's gone? You think I'm going to sleep in the? No, you got to stay. So I went up the stairs. Home. Yeah. He asked me a couple of times, do we need to go home?
It was the last night, so I was like, we can leave if we need to.
I toughed it out, but I definitely was scared sleeping. And in the morning, definitely took the flashlight from my phone and put it inside, shone the light in my slippies, because I was like,
oh yeah,
this furry and dark in there. You going to go in my slippers? Anyway, biggest spider ever. We have a picture. I'm not going to post it on Instagram because,
well, maybe
we will.
Maybe it'll go on. It's
but I'm not kidding you when I say it was at least 2 inches long, and its legs were so long and hairy. Look it up. Look up California funnel web spider and tell me that it's not scary.
She's choked up just thinking about it.
It got me.
A little funnel web hair get in there in the throat.
It bit me. It bit me. Just kidding.
I'll take it from here. Wow. That, we don't even need to talk about the retreat anymore, because that was the biggest moment.
That was the only thing that mattered, is that I didn't die at the hands of the California funnel web spider, and that I was able to figure out what it was.
The 8 hands of the
I
spider.
felt bad because I made him kill it.
Whoa, spoilers.
I went upstairs. I said I went upstairs and got all that spray, and he sprayed it a long time. Then it was in the bathtub, and I was like, put the water on and go down the thing. And he was like, it's too large to go down there. He was right.
And it was too heavy to even really move.
And so he used his crock to pick it up and throw it.
Why'd you have to get so specific?
His shoe.
Could have been shoe, sandal.
Crock for the hot tub. Makes sense. Crock for the beach.
Crock for the crock tub, baby.
Yeah. But he picked up and threw it in the bathtub. And the next day
I put that bad boy right into sport mode.
That's right. And you were like, you took it out of sport mode, actually, because you got to flip it back. But I then felt very bad the next day when I looked it up and was like, they're really friendly and they're not
What
bad
do
for
you describe
humans.
it as? It was like a friendly house guest that keeps the insect
away,
population away.
And it likes to be in the bathrooms.
It likes to
It's
just
like
say
if you
hi.
find one, just cover it with a cup. Use the cup and paper method and put
Maybe
it back
scratch
outside.
it on its head and give it a little pat.
God, I was like, if it happened during the daytime,
Still would have been scary.
it would have been terrifying. But I may have been like, okay, let's see if we can put it outside. I also was like flabbergasted at where it came from because I truly had taken
Were you? Were you flabbergasted? Were you?
I was.
Whoa.
I had taken a bath in this bathtub the day before and had also been in the bathroom that
It
day.
was there in the bathroom.
Truly, I was like, was it just on the side of the bath waiting? And then it was like, oh, look, this thing's in there. And they got stuck because I don't think it could get out of the bathtub. It was
Stop
terrifying.
yelling at me.
I'm not yelling at you. I'm just scared of spiders and zombies. And I say
got-
that because we're playing
I was like, do you have a 10-minute
we're
story
playing
on zombies
Dead
now?
Island 2, baby.
That's true.
Co-op edition.
Yeah.
Not couch co-op, just local couch co-op. We made our own co-op.
Okay.
Suckers.
I'm back. Is there anything else about the spider you want to say?
No, I was talking about zombies.
How
Do you
much-
listen when I talk?
Yeah, I know. But I didn't think you were switching to really actually do a 10-minute bit on playing.
I'm not. I'm just saying that I've been playing Dead Island 2. So if anyone out there is playing Dead Island 2 and wants to play with us, let us know. I could use more people in my party because I'm kind of scared of zombies. And it works out for me sometimes because when you press the sticks in, that's when you go into fury mode and you kind of can attack really well. And when I get scared, that's what I do. It's kind of helpful and kind of
puts
freaks me
that
out.
thing into sport mode.
And I go at it.
Oh gosh! All right, more on the cabin getaway retreat later.
No more spiders though.
No mas spaderos, he said with confidence. That's not the only thing that happened this week. Nay, I'm bouncing all around because when we got back from our retreat, we went directly to something that we want to talk to you about. Because if you remember, you may have remembered all the California wildfires that were ravaging and pillaging and plundering our land. It sounded more like a pirate than a fire.
Yeah.
But I stick by my adjectives. In January, and you may remember that our good friends Corey and Tara lost their home in January to the fires. They were actually out of town on vacation. They left in December, and they just haven't had a home since December. So, not ideal. Well, we left Friday morning from our retreat and went directly to their new house, the house they'll be staying in for the next 2 to 3 years. They're renting it, but it was just a very exciting moment for some
But
good.
it's gorgeous.
It's gorgeous. It's awesome. Some good friends of ours finally having a place to call home after truly almost half of a year. You know what it was like last year, Kel, when even under the best circumstances, when our house flooded, and we were out of our house. You know, when you're used to having your own place and your own space, it's a big adjustment. So I'm so happy for them. That they're in there.
Yep. It's going to be amazing. And it was really cool to see their place. And they were really excited to show us. And that was really fun too. Because
Yeah,
I
it
was
was
like,
cute.
it's been 5 months since they've had a place that's just theirs, that they weren't sharing from someone, that they weren't using someone else's space, and they couldn't just they were going to be out in a couple of days or a couple of weeks. Mm-hmm. Sorry. I'm so excited that they have a place that's pretty similar to the place that their home. Mm-hmm. And like, I know Tara just kept saying, like, I'm just so excited to be able to like throw stuff places. And, like, I can leave it there. I don't have to like pick it up and for like 5 days if I don't want to. And I'm like, that's what your house should be, a safe place.
That's what our house is. Put it down and pick it up 5 days from now.
Shut up. It's only because we were at a retreat.
So congrats to them, and shout out to our friend Randy, who was there helping with the move too. Love him. One other big thing I want to throw in, because I haven't gotten a chance to talk about it. There is a movie that came out this last Friday.
Oh, yeah.
A little movie called Thunderbolts. Thunderbolts! Asterix. I got to do the world premiere of that, Kel.
Yeah, you did.
Very
I was
happy.
not there, but I was here
Yes, you were in my
watching
heart.
you
Yes.
from
It was-
Instagrams.
It was awesome. I work with Marvel Studios quite a bit. This was the first really big premiere I think I've done since what was the Kang one with Ant-Man Quantumania.
Marvel's making a comeback.
Don't call it a comeback.
Wasn't
They've been
that-
here for years.
Wasn't that? Nope.
No,
It's gonna make a
LL Cool
Park
J.
and Recs.
Oh,
Parks and Rec
reference.
reference.
Either
Isn't
way.
that what Kim Kardashian did in that one
Oh
music
gosh,
video?
no.
Sorry.
So it was awesome. We were at the Dolby Theater right on Hollywood and Highland. They shut down
The
Hollywood and
whole
Highland.
street.
Yep. So they could have the red carpet out there. So I was DJing the red carpet, and then I DJed the after party as well, which was at I can't remember what it's called.
Citizen.
News. There you go.
Together we can.
We figured it out. But in the middle of that was my favorite moment.
This was embarrassing.
What are you talking about? We are not talking about the same
No,
things.
we're not.
What was embarrassing?
It wasn't embarrassing. Well, kind of. You said it was. Not really. There was people on the dance floor that were dancing. And you were like,
Oh, that
they're
was
having
later.
so fun and that's so cool. And then someone
Can I
came
tell
up.
that story then?
Yeah, you can. Go for
Okay,
it.
hang tight on that story. I will tell that
Okay.
story as well.
We'll come back.
But what happened between the after party and the red carpet was you may have even seen it. I posted a little bit about it, but it's been all over the internet too. We did this. I got to be a part of this epic reveal of the entire Thunderbolts cast, plus the director, plus the co-presidents of Marvel Studios as they came out on stage with all the lights, all the fog machines, all the epic music, and yours truly introducing them and bringing them out.
So if you've seen that clip online, which I'm sure a lot of people have, that voice you're hearing probably sounds familiar.
I don't, if you didn't hear it, I may have had the copy right here.
Goodness.
I'll give you a little preview.
Let me try.
You want to
Just
try?
kidding.
You should. All right, can you read this one?
Good evening and welcome to the premiere of Marvel Studios Thunderbolts.
That's pretty good.
Sounds like you.
You want to read all these?
No.
I see all my notes everywhere.
Let's hear it for our cast and filmmakers, executive producer and co-president of Marvel Studios, Louis Despacito. That's what you sound like.
Pretty good. Yeah, let me just give
You
you,
hit the producer and president.
producer. You know what? I missed my calling. I should have been like a boxing.
Fandango, the voice of Fandango.
No, like a boxing ring announcer.
Oh, yeah, you should have.
In the left corner.
You want to know why? It's because
Why?
you learned from WWII.
Used to be F.
Now F.
Now E.
Yeah.
So just humor me, friends.
How humor you?
Listen to
I
who I
already
got to
watched
bring
it
out
like
here.
6 times.
Have you?
Yeah.
I haven't actually watched it yet because I don't like to watch the stuff that I do.
Lame.
So anyway, the whole cast is coming out, and I get to be the person who's like, let's hear it for our cast and filmmakers, executive producer and co-president of Marvel Studios, Louis Despacito.
Tell me, everyone listening, how close I did to that later. Okay, keep going.
Producer and president of Marvel Studios, Kevin Feige. Director, Jake Schreier. He's looking at all my notes.
Schreier.
It's the way you.
It's because it's spelled
know.
Schreier, and in my head that's Schreier.
Yeah, I know. I just know your inflections.
Yeah, you do. All right, let's go through the cast really fast. And Geraldine Viswanathan, Louis Pullman, Julia Louis-Dreyfus, Olga Kurylenko, Hannah John Common, Wyatt Russell, David
Gets
Harbour,
fun. Even more fun.
Sebastian Stan,
And favorite of all.
and Florence Pugh.
Pew, 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 pew.
We did all that, blah, 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 blah. They all say nice things, blah, 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 blah. And then I go, and now the time has finally come to put those phones away. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the premiere of Marvel Studios Thunderbolts.
Why did they take off the world premiere part
Because it
of it?
wasn't the world premiere. Technically, they had a premiere in the UK. I had seen it a few days earlier, so we scratched it off. That's what Kelly's asking. It used to say world premiere on my script, and we
Yeah.
scratched it
Because
off.
it's not the world premiere because the
No.
world has seen it.
So that was fun. Now I can get to what Kelly was talking about. Oh, let me say one more thing because this made my whole entire day. I got a text today about that, and I got a lot of positive comments.
Yeah, you did.
Or feedback, not like internet comments, like positive feedback from Disney and Marvel Studios. But I got a text today that said, OMG, I forgot to tell you. Disney loved your energy and what you did with Thunderbolts so much, they want to book you for Fantastic Four in July. So if you haven't been following along, I had to pass on a Fantastic Four live TV event at the beginning of the year. And it's nice that it's come back around for the world premiere. So I'm freaking pumped.
Double pumped.
Double pumped. But
Can I put my name in for the raffle for that?
yes, talk to Holly.
Yeah, I know.
So what Kelly was talking about is at the after party. Boy, oh boy, we've got so much to catch up on. At the after party at Citizen News, there's all sorts of famous people, of course. Yvette Nicole Brown and her husband sit down in front of me. We know each other. She was actually just on our TV a second ago. Did you see her? Me and her and Ramona and Kibo.
Oh, yeah.
Saw her. We know each other a little bit. Waved. There were some other famous people. I'm like DJing, right? Kind of getting a vibe for the party. And then this dude with like, he's kind of short. He's in like pastel colors, like all, I think, orange pants and all green button down short sleeve t-shirt, kind of moppy hair. I was like, who is this? Oh, it's Benny Blanco. And famous music producer, stuff like TikTok. Not the app, the song. Cash's TikTok. Teenage Dream, I think. So many hits.
You also might know him as Selena Gomez's fiance.
Oh, they're fiancéed?
Yes.
She was not at least visible to me there. She wasn't there. But he was there, and I was like, oh, I'm better DJ, better. So I did. And then I was like, oh, he's standing next to rapper Lil Dicky. Oh, that's interesting. I was like, don't have any of his music. Moving on. Because sometimes I'll like throw stuff in there. Yeah. Oh, he did Moves Like Jagger, too, from Maroon 5.
Crazy.
Yeah.
He seems too
Animals by
young
Maroon 5.
to have
I
been
know.
able to
He
do a
looks
lot
like
of
he's
stuff.
10.
I know.
Anyway, he was there. Saw a ton of my Marvel Studios friends. Christy, Nikki, Andy Park, Ryan Minerding, just to name a few. It was great seeing all of them. So happy about that. But then there was a ton of other famous celebrities that are escaping me right now, I'm sure. But at
Like
some
all the
point,
people that he introed.
yeah, exactly. We already talked about them. For the last hour, which was like 11 to midnight, there was this one girl, very put together, very pretty, great, like amazingly dressed, all that kind of stuff. She kind of like was like strutted in front of me, like past my DJ booth. And she was like, this whole thing is a vibe. And she just like stands there and dances for a while. And no one dances at these things. They're always just mixers and networking things for producers to talk to talent and that kind of stuff. No one dances, but she's dancing. And I was like, that's fun. And then she's got two friends with her and they start dancing. I was like, oh, that's cool. And then there's someone who's clearly the adult, like the wrangler of all of them or manager or whatever. I don't mean it negatively, just like clearly there's an adult here. And this woman starts taking all this footage, just like throws her cell phone out. They're dancing, having a great time. I was like, this is so fun. We end up like partying with these girls for the whole rest of the hour. And then the woman walks up to me and she goes, it's her birthday tomorrow. I was like, no way. No one's ever told me that while DJing before.
What's her name?
Well, I was like, how old is she going to be? And she's like, 19. I was like, that's a relief. And then I was like, what's her name? We got to shout her out. And the woman's like, that's Sochi. That's Sochi Gomez. She plays America, whatever, in Marvel, in Doctor Strange 2. She won Dancing with the Stars. I was like, oh, that's where I know her from. We did the Dancing with the Stars party with the Red Hot Band, and she won that year. So I had been hanging out with Sochi Gomez all night.
And Faith Hill and Tim McGraw's kids.
Yeah, we didn't know that till later. Faith Hill and Tim McGraw's children were the
pretty
other
sure.
ones in the group.
At least
So
I think so, because their last names were McGraw.
yeah, they were all very nice, very lovely. It was good times. I still will go on record for being the only person who introduces and hangs out with a lot of famous people who doesn't know who any famous people are.
Yeah, it's kind of funny.
I didn't know who Florence Pugh was until I was announcing her on stage.
She's insane to me.
I still...
She was also in Little Women.
The Emma Stone movie?
No, Emma Stone's in that movie. Emma Watson's in
Was
that
that
movie,
not-
though. Little Woman is like...
The book?
Yeah, but they made it. You know who's also in that movie? Timothy Chalamet, which is how they know each other. And you know what they also in together? Dune 2.
They're coming out with another one.
Yeah, I don't know that she'll be in that one, but
Spoilers.
she was also in Don't Worry, Darling.
Oh, yeah. I know her name. And now she knows my
She's
voice.
kind of like-
She knows my voice.
That's right.
She heard me go, Florence Pugh.
That's right. She is kind of like the new Jennifer
Lawrence.
yeah.
Interesting.
In certain ways. Like they have similar vibes.
She was very kind, very nice. I'm pretty sure by the time I left my dressing room, her and Julia Louis-Dreyfus took my dressing room. So that's kind of cool to get ready for the after
Should
party.
have left him a note.
Yeah. Been like, don't drink the water. Or something weird. But anyway, fun night, good stuff. I don't think there's anything. Was there anything else I told you about that I needed to bring up? I can't remember.
Nor.
Yeah, that's kind of it. Lots of stuff going on this week. I'm going to leave here soon to go to Missouri. Can I tell you a secret, Kel?
Yeah.
If you gave me a map that wasn't filled out of the United States
And I told you to point out where Kansas City was.
or the whole state of Missouri, I would not know.
It's not on this side.
In fact, this is the third year I've done this in a row. And I've always known I've been in Kansas City, but it wasn't until this year that I was confident what state it was.
That's okay. Because it should be if you're in Kansas City, you're in Kansas City, Kansas.
Yeah, because that exists.
But you're not. You're in Kansas City, Missouri.
That's how I knew.
As long as you know that Missouri is not on the East Coast or the West Coast.
It's like the mid.
I'm pretty sure it's like a
south.
flyover state.
Now for this guy, he's flying to it.
Yeah, I will tell you this, though. I don't know where it is either.
We're perfect for each other.
Because I don't want to go visit.
You should.
Actually, I've been to Missouri.
You have?
Mm-hmm.
When? What's his name?
Jesus.
Oh, one of those trips.
Yeah.
Was that I don't know. We don't even have.
It was a missions conference that I went to.
Oh, I was like, don't say missions trip. We
No,
gotta help the
missions
good people of Missouri.
Because they have St. Louis, Missouri. St. Louis is when I stayed at the Drury Hotel with Anders.
Anders, shout out to Anders.
And I'm pretty sure.
But anyway, when you
True,
talk,
but
I'm gonna be
anyways,
going there.
I went up into the Arch,
Yeah, you did.
which is the whatever of the world.
The
Should be like
gateway to the west.
Yep. Gateway. Is that what it is? Up
To
in
the west.
But yeah, so I have been to Missouri actually, so it's not a flyover state.
I will say this to put a button on this. It was this time last year when I was hosting this event that I love, and I realized I didn't even know what state I was in. I was like, wow, I am kind of burnt out. Like, I can't even tell you the location that I am currently in. I need a break. And so, like, a year later, we took a retreat.
Look at us go! But
Look at us go.
he said everyone can hold him to it. He
No,
said
you can't
this was so great. We should do this again soon.
in like 5 years.
No, we're gonna do it in like 6 months.
6 years. Well, yep, 6 years.
No, 6 years, and I'll be. I gotta go. If I can't take a vacation, I'm
Out of here.
Outta here.
Oh my gosh. Anything else from the week? I mean, we spent half the show on the week already because it was.
No, let's
and
do
we
that.
didn't even all we talked about with the retreat was a spider. There's so much to talk about with that. We have to do it another time. You know why?
Why?
What were you going to say?
I don't know.
It's time for That Happened Today. Thanks, May 7th.
I nailed that.
You did. I knew. I was like, she's just going to have to watch my mouth here.
I can read lips. I'm better.
But I will say, ooh,
I
don't
should have
do
done
it.
that.
No one can see
Did you
that you're
know that
signing.
I took sign language for 4 years?
Are you asking me or telling the listeners?
Kind of both.
Because
I know that you
I know.
I'm more telling the listeners.
Can you sign it to the listeners? Just do it right onto the microphone.
That was yes.
Oh, cool. Thank you.
I hear dumb.
She's good. Thanks. She's good at reading lips. I'm terrible at reading lips. We were in a situation recently. What was it? And you were like, I wish I could told that poor person that he's beautiful, but he cannot read lips.
Yeah, I don't.
Do you know what I'm talking about?
I do know what you're talking about. I don't
no
know.
idea. Anyway, May 7th is the date right here as this episode airs. And it turns out, Kel,
Fun things?
you know, I'll be honest with you.
No. More history.
No. I didn't know when we would record this show.
Uh-huh.
So I prepped 2 shows before we left for the retreat.
Wow.
So if you're going to ask me the contents of this show,
You don't know.
we're figuring it out as we go.
Okay, let's go.
We're slipping.
Let's
we're
jumpity.
sliding.
Let's jumpity.
We're jumpity-ing
In
to the first thing, 1718. Those aren't just 2 consecutive numbers. It's a year.
17, 18. 17 and 18.
The city of New Orleans was founded.
Nolans.
Nolans. That's what we're doing an event there in like 2 weeks.
I'm going for my first time.
It's going to be fun for you.
Yeah. I mean, I've been to Louisiana, but never
Yeah.
to New Orleans.
You get to get the heck out of Shreveport
Thank goodness.
and go to Nola.
There's nothing in Shreveport.
Except for that casino
Except
that
for
we keep getting booked at.
Nope. I can't remember what it's called.
I do, but we don't need to
Doesn't
say
matter.
it.
Oh, I
the
remember now.
casino? Yeah. Anyway, Jean-Baptiste Lemonnier de Bienville
Okay.
found it in 1718. I don't know much French. Kelly, did you know I took 1 year of French?
I didn't know that, but I know that your mom speaks or used to speak fluent French.
Oui, which means yes.
Oui, oui.
That's correct.
Oui, oui, monsieur.
Ooh.
I would love to learn how to speak a language that someone in my family knows. So like French would be one of those ones because I feel like if your mom does remember, we could have conversations about you without you hearing it. or with scooter.
Rude.
You know, I also they provided they had German was a language that you could learn in my high school.
Yeah.
And sometimes I regret not learning that because my grandma speaks fluent German. I mean, I thought that would have my brother tried. Well, the truth is, Sean tried to take. I'm pretty sure he took either a semester or a year of German.
Really?
And then quickly moved to Spanish. I think he'll correct me if that's wrong.
Yeah.
But I feel like someone in my family tried to, and they were like, "It's really hard," and so they switched because it was a requirement. They had to take 3 years.
Yeah. 3? I only had to take 2 years of language.
I was in a magnet program.
Oh, you can do it more.
Don't.
Anyway, I was going to do a bit on his name, but it's way past now.
Sorry.
The other thing that happened in 1945
'Cause
is
I got
historical.
personal.
Too personal.
Shut
Leave
up.
the personality out of this show. Keep it bland.
No.
Okay. Germany signed an unconditional surrender in France, effectively ending World War II today.
We've already done it. You've already brought up World War II.
No. World War II is different than the other stuff.
That is what it was.
I'm talking about the whole war itself.
But you okay.
That's
Started
it. We don't
and
even
ended
need
with Germany.
Nope, we don't have to. You just talked about speaking German.
That's true, but in whatever. Because my grandma's from
Here
Germany,
we go.
Germany, you know.
Oh, and when did she leave, Cal? Why did she leave Germany?
You can go back and listen to those.
Stop it. Yeah. Just throw a dart at any episode and you'll
Oh
hear
my
it.
gosh.
Any of them.
Shut it.
Moving on to something lighthearted, like movie premieres. One of my favorite things to talk about, because I used to love watching movies before something happened to me where I can't watch anything ever anymore.
Hit your head really hard. I don't know.
I did. On inspiration.
Oh my gosh.
A couple movies came out. Van Helsing in 2004, which I never saw, but
Never
it was,
saw?
this one was big for everybody. In fact, it wasn't just big, it was large.
You sure?
It wasn't large.
It was
Supersized.
me.
Yes. Super Size Me came out in 2004 as well. Same day as Van Helsing. Can you believe it?
Wow.
What a Sophie's
Thanks,
choice.
May 7th.
Which one do we see?
Which one do we see? I don't know, but I can tell you that in the middle of watching Super Size Me, we paused that crap and we went to McDonald's and brought
Are
it
you
home
kidding
and
me?
watched the rest of it.
Do you
Yes.
know this story?
You did the same thing?
I was watching it on a Saturday night and made it halfway through. Next day, I was hungry for McDonald's. And I got it. And
Yeah.
I watched the rest of it.
Yeah, we did.
I missed the point of it.
Yeah, well, no, you didn't because you don't eat McDonald's every day for every meal.
No, I'm not Sir Yacht.
Let's just be clear. But I'm just saying that's the whole thing. It's like it's bad for you if you eat it in large quantities.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, no joke that my whole family was watching it and we literally paused it and we were all like, "Should we get McDonald's?" Yeah, okay, let's get it. We'll come back. We'll finish watching it. It's great.
Yeah, it's like reading a book before the lesson happens. And you're like, that's a great idea.
Yeah,
Steal money from people? Sure.
sure.
Then you get to the end where the comeuppance come.
And we
Yeah,
were
the
like,
bad
well,
idea.
we're not going to eat it every day for 30 days for breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
True.
And we're not going to supersize ourselves every time.
Hey, good
I
branding.
don't really think that we supersized very often, if at all.
know,
Only
I
when we
will
were road
say-
tripping, like long.
It was great branding before branding really was a thing.
That's true.
Supersize.
Supersize me.
Would you like to supersize that? Supersize. It was good. I think we had this conversation either this holiday season, this last Hardly Holidays, or the year before, because Morgan Spurlock, the man from that documentary, passed away.
Yeah, he did.
I just can't remember if it was last year or the year before.
I think it was this last year, but
I think so too.
because we have had this conversation. Sorry to our listeners. Huh? You do yours. We're like an old married couple that just repeats their stories
We
over and over
literally
again.
are that.
I know. We've only been married for six years this month, guys. Haven't made it yet, but 6 years this month.
And Lord willing, we'll make it.
Shut up.
Glob willing.
Hope you make it back from Missouri.
Don't even joke. too many planes going down in the news. See about the one that
No, I don't. I don't want to hear it. Truly, I love you so much. I cannot. I lived it. I didn't crash, but I lived that weekend of terrifying things. And I know that you think I'm kidding, but I really don't have it in me.
Iron Man 2 came out today.
I love you
too.
so much. I'm not mad at you. I just
A girl. Remember last week when you're like, I don't even know what to talk to my therapist about.
my plane crash. I didn't crash. Who am I? My fear
You've
of
clearly
plane
built
crashing.
it up.
It was
Well,
scary.
It's very obvious that I just like hit a nerve here. By the way, if you don't know what we're talking about, we dedicated a whole Hardly Working Through It a couple episodes ago
Yeah.
about, I think it was called like our worst travel or our worst flights ever or something.
Yeah, it was bad.
It's really bad.
It's compounding. It's a mixture of that and a mixture of I know you're about to get on a plane, so I don't need to hear about a plane that crashed somewhere.
We'll move on.
But because I love you.
Oh.
And
Love you
also
too.
that terrifying day of my own self, I woke up to finding out that there had been a plane crash. And then I think a couple days after that, there was that plane that crashed in Toronto, but like was upside down, and it was a Delta flight.
I can't even. Why are you Why? I wasn't doing it, but now you're going
I know,
there.
it's because I already know those ones happened. And I know that all those people were okay.
Shall we move on?
Please.
Only one
Thanks,
of
May
us
7th.
is trying not to move on. Okay, I was serious. Iron Man 2 came out, but that movie was
Not as
fine.
good as Iron Man
It was
1.
fine. And not as good as the last movie I want to talk about.
Okay.
That came out in 1999, baby.
Well, I was alive.
Not only were you alive,
Honey, I Shrunk the Kids.
but you were full size.
Full size me? You're giving me hints.
I was just saying you did
I
not
was
get
making
shrunk.
guesses.
Yeah. I was saying you're a full size person. You didn't get shrunk,
Okay.
like
Who's
you
in
said.
it? Okay, I'm going to guess. But I need more info than that.
Okay.
Than just being life size. Although there's a movie called Life Size.
It has nothing to do with being life size.
Okay,
That
got
was
it.
only because you said, "Honey, I Shrunk the
Got
Kids."
it.
This is a movie that has been remade many times now, but it was a trilogy that we grew up with. In fact,
It's been remade many times now.
Yeah.
Star Wars.
no, this is a series you love. In fact, I remember as a child.
Do 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 do. No.
Nope.
Indiana Jones.
You're not going to sing that one? You're going to sing Jurassic Park, but not Indiana Jones?
Give me the theme song.
Are you kidding?
Oh yeah. Dun, 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 dun,
I don't know what instrument I was playing there.
there.
It's a trumpet. The DVD menu was written in a different language that you might etch into stone.
Is it Harry Potter?
No, it's not Philosopher's Stone.
Okay. Wow,
It
you're so mean.
stars
Lord of the Rings?
Brendan Fraser.
The Mummy?
The Mummy came out.
The first one, the OG
I mean,
of Brendan Fraser?
yes. I was like, the Mummy's
Not like
been
The
around
Mummy
for a
2
long
or The
time.
Mummy Returns
No,
or
this is a fish
The Scorpion King.
with The Rock. Shout out to The Rock. I wish I wish The Rock would have pushed through wrestling and actually made it like big in movies. So sad for him. The modern
He's a heel.
remake, he is now, of the classic horror film starring Brendan Fraser. The original Mummy came out today, May 7th.
Thanks, May 7th.
1999.
Do you know they're talking about doing another one, but with Brendan Fraser?
You know what? I did hear that.
And I was like, I'd watch it.
Well, they rebooted it with Tom Cruise. And
Yeah,
everyone
that was
like,
a terrible
we
idea.
Don't care.
Yeah, because you didn't bring back any of the other characters. You just redid it and you made it stupid.
What is the impression you always do from the Mummy? I think it's Imhotep.
Imhotep! A knocks in the moon!
That's it.
A knocks in the moon!
Wow. That, I can't believe you remember that phrase.
That's her
Word?
name.
Oh, person's name? A knocks in the moon is a person?
A knocks in the moon. A knocks in the moon. Yeah, I like distinctly know what it is because it's at the end of the movie. It can't be. It's the one where the Scorpion King is in it, but it's not the Scorpion King.
A knocks in the moon. A cat in a hat.
No, it's one.
A belly and I'm like
It's
it.
one whole phrase.
A shrimp
Not
and a
knocks
pancake.
on the moon. It's a knocks on the moon.
A knocks in the moon.
Imhotep.
An ox
knocks
in the moon.
Listen, because at the end of that movie, Brendan Fraser and Imhotep are hanging on the side. They had just fought the
Man or
Scorpion
woman?
King. Imhotep is the mummy.
No,
the
Nanox and Nanongo.
It's a girl on Knocks on the
Oh,
Moon.
woman. Okay.
It's the person that Imhotep is in love with.
I didn't follow this closely.
Oh
on
my
writing.
gosh. But listen, at the end of whatever movie it is, it might be The Mummy Returns. I don't know. It's one, like I said, with the Scorpion King. They just beat him. But the ground opens up, and there's a bunch of hands that are trying to grab them all down, take them to the underworld. And they're both hanging onto the edge of it. And you see Rachel, who's Brendan Fraser's wife. Look
Rachel in the moon?
No, her name is just Rachel. On Knocks on the Moon, and then maybe her name is Rachel Weisz in real life. I don't know. Anyways, Brendan Fraser's wife in the movie. All the things are falling. The arms are trying to pull them in. Imhotep and Brendan Fraser hanging off the side. And his wife is like trying to run. He's like, no, don't do it. But she loves him so much that she goes and saves him. And she comes and she grabs his arm and she pulls him up. And Imhotep is looking at him going, a knocks on the moon! A knocks on the moon! grabbing out, hoping that she's going to come and save him.
And then what
she
happens?
looks at him and she runs away. And he goes, "A knocks on the moon." And he realizes that Brendan Fraser's love with his wife is greater than his love with A Knocks on the Moon. And he pushes himself back and he falls and he gets taken to the underworld. But that's always what I think of. That and Benny.
Big spoilers. Sorry, guys. Big,
It came out in 19
huge spoilers.
Dude, I also think of Benny. Benny.
You know what? I dare not ask.
He comes into the first movie. I love The Mummy. Like, I really, really love The Mummy. And I can't wait for
Really?
Brooklyn to want to go on the ride. I think it's a little too scary for her now.
No doubt.
Spoilers, it goes backwards and forwards.
Big spoilers, guys. Big spoilers on the Mummy ride. Wow.
A knocks on the moon. Watch it. Love it. But you can skip past the Tom Cruise version. No one needs it. Guys, it was basically it's basically like, what are the movies he does? What are they called? It's basically like a Mission Impossible movie with a mummy. I was like, what? What are we doing? This isn't The Mummy. Anyway. Bring Brendan Fraser back to being the mummy guy. Let's do it.
All right.
Knocks on the moon.
I don't know how to get her to stop, guys. She's stuck in an A
Thanks,
Knocks
May
on the Moon
7.
loop.
Keep going. I'm so tired.
I don't think I've ever seen you like this. At least never on a show. This is such a treat.
That's right. Don't forget. I'm a snack and a treat. Kelly cans.
That's Kelly
Kelly
cans,
with the cans.
baby.
Is that what it is?
Kelly with the cans. A lot of people died on this day in history.
Way to make it dark. Knocks on the moon.
You did it.
Imhotep.
Listen.
Sorry, yeah. We back.
A lot of interesting things happened when it comes to people passing on this day.
Did the mummy come back?
A knocks in the moon.
Knocks on the moon.
Yeah, actually, Imhotep died.
It's
We
crazy
heard the
to
whole
me.
story now.
It's crazy to me that you know of the movie The Mummy, but you do not know the movie The Mummy.
At all.
Like, you don't.
That's because I live in my head. And even if I'm sitting watching something, it's not coming into the brain.
I could like act out things for you right now, and you'd be like,
No, you're good. No need for
I'm
that.
not going
Really
to.
feel like we got a taste.
You'd
You know
be
what?
like,
We got
what
a
the-
snack.
you got-
a whole treat.
You'd be like, what the heck is that? And I'd be like, that's from the movie.
I
What do you
wouldn't
mean?
know.
That's a big scene in the movie. The knocks on the moon.
Oh my
It's
God.
huge. Okay, weird things happen to people that died.
No, interesting things. You know who H.H. Holmes is?
Is he related to Sherlock?
Bingo. Wrong. But he was one of America's first documented serial killers. Oh,
Dun dun.
now I've got her attention. He lived from 1861 to 1896.
That should have made you laugh harder than it did. That's crazy. How many people did he
I
kill?
just heard what it was.
Yeah.
Well, let me give you the story here.
Ready?
His name wasn't H.H. Holmes. It's actually Herman Webster Mudgett.
Did he write the dictionary?
He did. He was
Webster's Dictionary for Serial Killers?
Uh-huh. He did. He's known for building a hotel in Chicago during the 1893 World's Fair, later named Murder Castle.
I was going to say Killing Manor.
The hotel had secret rooms,
Yep.
trap doors,
Yep.
soundproof rooms, and chutes that allegedly led straight to a basement for body disposal.
That seems like the hotel movie we watched. Not called the Bates Hotel, but you know what I'm talking about?
It was on Netflix, right? No.
Cynthia Erivo's in it.
I've seen a movie with Cynthia Erivo that's not Wicked.
Yeah. Do you ever talk about the hotel one when they all go stay at the hotel, but on the other side of the thing they can look in and see the glass and all that stuff, and at the end there's a big fight
Bad
in like the
Times
lobby.
at the El Royale.
Yep, that one.
Or the El Rey, something like that. I'd rewatch that. That was fun.
Cynthia Erivo's in it.
So this guy confessed to 27 murders,
Damn, boy.
even though some historians think the real number is much higher.
Yeah, I would guess that with all those secret rooms and such.
Anyway, he ended up getting Do you get shocked?
I like scratched it.
He ended up getting captured, much like I almost said Pacino, Capone. He got captured for a failed insurance scam. That's how he got caught.
Because, they always get lazy. They always mess up. They always make a mistake.
Catches up with them.
You just have to find it. You have to wait, and you'll find it. It's true.
It's true. Thanks for listening to Crime Junkies.
I watch enough.
Do you know Mickey Gilley? Maybe I'm not saying that right. He wrote songs like "Stand by Me," "Room Full of Roses."
Me.
Don't the girls all get prettier at closing time? Yikes!
Stand
Any of these ringing a bell?
by me.
True Love Ways, City Lights. She's pulling me back again.
Well, at least stand by me.
Country music singer songwriter? No.
Mm-hmm.
He died. Moving on. And this was interesting, even though I didn't really know his work. Ray Harryhausen passed in 2013. He was a pioneer of visual effects in stop motion animation.
Cool.
Yeah, it was really cool. I was really hoping to know a lot of his work. And while I had heard of it, I had not seen a lot of it. But he worked on Jason and the Argonauts, Clash of the Titans in the 80s, The Seventh Voyage of Sinbad, Mighty Joe Young in 1949.
So that's an older version of Mighty Joe Young.
Yeah.
Because they redid it.
And The Beast from 20,000 Fathoms, which is a classic movie that inspired Godzilla.
Yeah, it makes sense that you wouldn't have seen any of this stuff, though, because stop motion wasn't really a thing. We have, like, Nightmare Before Christmas and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But that's different.
Some things, some specific things they'll do. A couple weird world records. I'll talk about at least one. In 1953 on this day, Louis E. Maron set the IGFA all-tackle world record by catching a 1,182-pound swordfish.
I was trying to figure out what that was this whole time. I'm like, is it a
coast
cat
of
on a hat?
Chile. Yeah, isn't that crazy?
Dang, is he? Oh, I was like, is he holding it up by the fin? No, it's a black and white photo. So
The tail is like at the top and the sword is down. And Kelly thought he was holding it.
I was
by
like,
the fin.
did he also beat the world record for strongest man?
Yeah.
No, I see it now. It's attached. It's holding up by some chains.
That happened in 2000. Rapper George Watsky set the Guinness World Record for longest freestyle rap, performing continuously for 33 hours.
Dang! What'd you even have to say for 33 hours?
You know, I thought about looking it up, and I was like, I just don't care that much.
And
It's
also,
an impressive record.
33 hours is a long time to watch. Let's just talk about it.
That's true.
Who even stayed awake that long?
The camera. I was going to say man or people, and then I just stopped at camera. I was like, that's accurate. Probably just the camera.
That's all you needed. Well, thanks, May 4th.
7th is great.
7th? Thanks, May 7th. Sorry.
Let's wrap it up with celebrity birthdays. We all know Pyotr Ilyich Tchaikovsky.
Oh, yeah. Happy birthday, Kyotr.
Love him. But actually, he was a renowned Russian composer known for works like The Nutcracker.
Yeah, no one likes
in
that.
Swan Lake.
The only ballet arena
And
is like
Anastasia. I'm just kidding. He didn't write that. Sorry.
Yeah, I was like, no way.
J Balvin. He was born today. Moving on. And Mr. Beast. How old do you think Mr. Beast is? Arguably one of the biggest stars in the world.
33.
Oh, shoot. I should have said, what year do you think Mr. Beast was born in?
91.
98. Right? He's accomplished too much in too small of a time.
I didn't like it.
You didn't like the way it made you feel? I believe that makes him 27. Math. Sure, we'll go with that. But had to get him in there because he's the biggest star in the world. Couldn't miss.
I don't
his birthday.
particularly like him.
You know,
Unpopular opinion.
Save it for the remaining 10
I'm sure he's
minutes.
not a bad guy. I just don't. I didn't like his like Beast games. They were like Squid Games. I just didn't. I thought it was.
That's what you didn't like.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently, there's this big Mr. Beast experience at Resorts World in Vegas recently.
Probably didn't go well.
It went terribly.
Yeah,
There's nothing
I think
there.
he's
Vegas
just
is dying.
stay in his lane a little bit.
His lane is the world.
Yeah, but he keeps trying to do events, and I'm like, you're not built to do events, and you don't have enough people around you that know what events are. You're just like, people like me, so they'll come, but it's like you're not thinking about all of the practicalities of what it takes to put into an event, how to make it actually appealing to people.
That's right.
It's like Firefest all over again.
Did you know they were trying to do Firefest 2?
Yeah, I do know that.
Yeah, that should have been a story. I don't think it's going to happen.
I don't think so either, but
But speaking of stories.
thanks, May 7th.
Thanks, May 7th. This story is literally just a headline
Okay, I'm ready.
because I really want to hear how you feel about it. Sydney Sweeney.
My cousin.
I'm already out, though.
Just kidding.
Sydney Sweeney cast to star in the Split fiction movie.
Really?
That is not what I expected.
They're making a split fiction movie?
That's more what I expected. How can we have a casting announcement for the movie adaptation of a game that just came out like a week ago?
It was a really good plot.
You think so?
Yeah, I do. And I knew the whole time I knew what they were going to do at the end. I knew.
There was really wonderful moments.
I don't
but
want
the
to
game
ruin
didn't
it.
do too much for me.
No, but I do think it would be very interesting as a movie.
But don't you think it's a little premature to announce the casting for a movie that I'm sure does not have a writer, a director, nothing? They're just like, Sydney Sweeney's going to be in it.
It's already written.
It's not, because you have to adapt it into a screenplay.
I know. I'm just telling you that it's.
Listen, Natasha.
There's a story.
It's
Natasha.
The rest is still unwritten.
The rest is still unwritten. Yeah, I
Yeah.
know. Which is funny that you brought that up because you know that it's her and Glenn Powell that brought that song back up recently.
I don't want to hear about your boyfriend.
Because my boyfriend, Dana's boyfriend, just kidding. Because that song, they put it in Anyone But You, that really popular Sydney Sweeney and Glenn Powell movie.
Yeah, never
So
saw
it came
it.
back. Anyway, that's incredible though. And actually, I think she'd do an excellent job as my character.
Oh yeah.
And she was just in a movie where she really had to
She
get
would be
in a
your
ton of
character.
shape.
Who would be the other one? April Ludgate?
Kind of.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
Whose name is Aubrey Plaza? There we go. Got it.
She's set to continue in the MCU universe. She's set to reprise her
Yeah.
role as Death.
Do you say reprise?
Uh-huh.
You don't say reprise?
No, reprise.
Really?
You don't say reprise. Shut it.
I think that's how it's said, though.
But they reprise their role. Don't.
Surprise! It's reprise.
It's not. Surprise, it's Febreze.
La 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 la. La 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 la. Disney news in the works, but it doesn't have to do with the movie. It has to do with one of their theme parks. Do you hear what happened at Disney World?
Are they adding another land?
Maybe.
Is it falling into the water?
Also a possibility. Just like Venice.
I know.
No.
Well, she said
What you may not have heard about was that a former Disney World employee...
was eaten by a crocodile.
No, but you know that has to have happened,
100%.
right?
Mhm.
Totally. Former Disney employee was sentenced to 3 years in prison for hacking into the theme park's menus and changing the allergy information.
Why would you do that?
Why would you do that?
How many people did he kill?
He didn't kill anybody.
Thank God.
Thank God.
Glob.
Why would you do that? Well, he was fired from Disneyland,
As he should be.
and he was mad. So he used either his own or his friend's login or something.
He
I
was
don't know.
like, this'll really get him. Let me
I
hurt people. Idiot.
Okay, let me tell you what he did. Because while I wrote this a week ago, I do have the information.
Okay.
His name is Michael Scheuer, Scheuer. Maybe
Don't have any
it's
like clever ways to write that out.
know,
Like
I'm
I something.
Sure, it's probably Michael Scheuer.
Schreier.
Mike, as I like
It's
to
not
call him,
Schreier. That's
the other
not.
guy.
It's wrong. Yeah.
been sentenced to 3 years in prison in order to pay $688,000 in damages
Wow.
after hacking into the company's menu
It's
after
really-
his termination in 2024.
Really backfired, didn't it?
So he was a production manager, and he was responsible for creating and publishing the menus across the restaurants at Disney, I assume, World. After he was let go, he accessed Disney's menu without authorization and made several changes, including allergen information tampering, where he falsely indicated that certain food items were safe for individuals with allergies to peanuts, tree nuts, shellfish, and other things, posing serious health risks, which, honestly, super bad. Profane and offensive edits. Menu items were changed to include profanities, and wine regions were altered to references locations of recent mass shootings. Yeah.
This guy sounds crazy.
You think?
$608,000. Sucker.
System disruptions. He changed system fonts to wingdings, rendering menus unreadable.
Or just in the Star Wars font.
That would be easier. Yeah. Well, people would be like, this is the best menu ever.
I know. They couldn't read it, though.
QR code redirection. He redirected menu QR codes to external websites, including...
PORN.
no, but something that's equally as divisive. And it looks like he collected personal information of former colleagues and was caught on home security camera visiting a former coworker's residence. So, like, got her address
Creepy.
and went to their home.
Serial killer.
So, yeah, that's the Disney news that you needed to hear about.
Not the Disney news I was hoping for.
No, I had no casting news or anything
That's
for you.
okay. Except for Sydney Sweeney. Split
You know what?
Fiction.
I did, but not Disney casting news, just Sydney casting news. Oh, awesome, because I want to talk about this. I don't know why it's not on here, but there's one last thing I want to do before Unpopular Opinions.
Okay.
So Deadline just released its movies that had the biggest losses of last year. 2024,
Okay.
biggest loss.
I'm ready. I'm
Do you-
sad about it already.
Can you think back to any movies?
Wicked. But that's not going to be the answer. You asked if I could think back to any movie.
Next
Wicked.
question. All right.
Let me think. Well, Wicked was definitely there. There was a Disney movie that was released as
Wait.
well.
Listen, do we understand what the assignment
I'm
is?
supposed to be thinking of movies that grossed lower than what they was put in.
The biggest box office flops of the year.
Yeah.
So when you keep saying Wicked,
I know.
it feels like we're not on the
just
same
have
page.
to think. I'm just trying to think of any movies that I can remember from. You know how I can do this?
No, put it down.
But I wanted to look at my AMC and see what I saw. Mm-hmm.
No.
Okay.
All right. The first few you're not going to really even know.
Okay.
Harold and the Purple Crayon.
Yeah, because I didn't care. You were excited about that, weren't you?
No.
No. Okay.
That lost $8 million.
Who starred in that? You don't know.
No. I assume Harold. I think
There was like it wasn't Ryan
Chris Pratt
Reynolds, but it was like
played the Purple Crayon. I don't know.
it was like
I actually
John
I do know who it
Krasinski.
is. No, it's the guy we don't like anymore, Zachary Levi, I think.
Oh yeah. Oh,
Number
what
2
a
biggest loss. Yeah, speaking of loss, Craven the Hunter, which I know you didn't even know
what's
about.
that?
One of Spider-Man's villains getting a standalone movie. Estimated loss, $71 million.
Yeah, because no one knows who he is except for the nerds. No offense.
It's not Martin Scorsese. Who did this? Francis Ford Coppola did Megalopolis. Do you remember when that came out?
I don't even know what that is. No.
Huge stars, lost $75.5 million.
Is that like Sharknado?
No. I didn't see it, but it had a ton of star power in it, and everyone who saw it just said, like, it didn't really make any sense.
Yeah. I wonder if Gladiator's on this list.
Gladiator 2 is not on this list. But number 4 is a movie that you have seen, as is
disagree.
number 2.
I
but not number
think I
1.
disagree with them.
I
though.
think I said 4. I meant 3. It's labeled wrong here. The third one was The Fall Guy.
I liked The Fall Guy.
I think a lot of people did. They just didn't go see it in theaters.
I didn't see it in theaters. I did see it on a plane on my way to Louisiana.
For some reason, this is a $60 million loss, but there's like other caveats there.
Yeah, because it is great. I mean, the stunt work in this alone was incredible.
That's the whole point of that, right?
I don't think you've seen it.
No.
Yeah, but I think this is what helped propel the Oscars to have a stuntman category.
Yeah, that's been lacking for a long time.
Yeah, I know, which I think is so exciting. I'm excited for them. And they beat so many records, world records on this, which I thought was cool. Okay, anyways.
Number 2, I'm going to skip for now.
Okay.
Because you've seen it. Number 1 was Joker Fully Ado.
Oh, you mean the musical that no one knew was a musical?
And that seemed to rub so many people the wrong way.
Mostly because I think it was just the trickery of it.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of the joke,
A Star Is
though, right?
Born.
It's the Joker.
But the Joker.
The estimated loss is up to $200 million on
Yeah,
that.
sorry guys. No one
That's
wants to see a
nuts.
musical version of the Joker. All right, give me number 2 because now I'm ready.
You know what number 2 is. I guarantee
Did
it.
I like this movie?
No.
I did not like it.
Nope.
Was
We
it?
were going to see it in theaters, and we didn't even do that. We may have watched it on a plane. I think we watched it at home, though. Can't remember. Might have been on a plane.
Was I like so excited about it?
No, because you knew it was going to be bad because the casting was terrible.
Borderlands.
Borderlands. Estimated loss somewhere between $85 to $90
Yeah, it's because you
million.
guys. Yeah, because you guys messed it up.
We talked
This
about,
could have been a great series had you done it well and right.
but it wasn't.
But instead, you cast the old. No offense, but the oldest Lilith I could ever think of. I was like, where you go
Kate
from here?
Blanchett. Yeah, that was an odd choice.
She's supposed to be like younger than that.
Yeah, supposed to be in her 20s. And Kevin Hart as Roland was weird. All of it was weird. And I didn't know this, but because of COVID and reshoots and all that stuff, they had 2 different directors. Like another one come in and do reshoots. I can't remember who it was. It may have been Tim Miller from Deadpool. I don't know, somebody. But it was bad. It was a big mess, and I lost a ton of money. So that's the list. We've only seen 2 movies on the lowest grossing movies.
Yeah, because we don't tend to see the.
It means we're part of the problem, Kel. We got to go support the movie industry.
Okay.
All right. Ready for some unpop pins before we...
Quick on Papa Pins, yeah.
Quick. Okay, deal. Let's start with the one that we didn't do last week.
Oh, I don't remember it. So you have to
I do. Being a realtor is not a real job.
No, it's not.
Well, of course it's a real job. But also, this is what I wanted to say last week. I think that Gen Z and Gen Alpha are going to be like, why do we have these stupid systems? Why is it complicated to buy a house? Why is it
shouldn't be
complicated,
complicated
to
to buy a house,
buy a
yeah.
car? I just got an email today from Amazon saying, do you want a doctor visit through us?
I hate that though a little bit.
I do too, but
I don't trust them.
I don't either. But it's showing us that even complicated things like healthcare is now getting simplified in a way.
Yeah.
So I think whether it's buying a car, which is like, what younger generation person is going to want to go to a car lot and like deal with the rigmarole of all that
And haggle.
I hate haggling. They're going to buy it from Carvana or something.
That's probably
Same
true.
thing with like realtors.
I'm going to buy it through my bank.
I don't, and no offense to anyone who's a realtor and listens.
I think some of them work hard. We just
Oh,
had a,
I'm not saying they don't work hard.
we had a terrible experience when we were looking for a house that we didn't buy. We didn't buy a house. We had a terrible experience.
Yeah, we
and
did.
the reason why you don't like them and I don't like them is because they are people who they do not get paid unless they sell a house.
Yeah.
And so their job is kind of to manipulate you into believing that this is the perfect house for you.
Yeah, and when you don't listen to all of the things that the person is looking for or any of them and you show them the opposite, it's like, wow, this is a bad fit.
Yeah. And listen, that might not be true. I don't think that's true of all realtors. I think there are probably some really good ones out there. I know Corey and Tara had an excellent
Really,
experience with their realtor. But yeah.
Here's what I want to say, though, is that I think that the younger, smarter, savvier generation is going to be like, I'm sorry, what? Thousands of dollars in closing costs? What? Both of the realtors on each side of this make a percentage off of it? Like, what are we doing? Why can't I just buy the house from the person or go through the bank or whatever? Why do I need an additional person that's going to cost me more money?
Yeah.
And while I think we're a ways away from this, I do see that as one of these jobs that is going to get, much like a travel agent is gone, I think realtors will be in there soon.
Travel
too.
agents still exist.
Yes, but not really.
I mean, Ashley May just booked her whole trip to Ireland through.
I'm not arguing that they don't exist.
I'm just saying, my parents use a travel agent too.
Just for their cruises.
That's
Look,
true.
it's not
I'm
a
just
job.
telling you.
No one should go into being a travel agent right now,
Sure.
right?
It's like being a notary.
I guess.
You have that job and you have others.
Oh, it's a side hustle.
Yeah.
I get it. Anyway, putting that to rest. Sage green, Kel.
It's the color of the year.
Oh,
The
it's
color
the-
of the.
It's the new millennial gray.
Yeah, I was like, what's the thing? Yeah, millennial
Sage
gray.
green.
Which millennial gray, is millennial gray actually gray or is it like a gray blue? Because I'm pretty
I
sure
always
it's a
thought it was
gray
gray
blue,
blue.
which was the color in our house for a very long time.
It was.
And now it's sage
the room.
and green.
Yeah. Well, and tan.
Yeah, the room we're
light.
in is seasonal.
We change it depending on the season.
No, I think the color is literally called seasonal.
Oh, really?
See, there's seasonal or fresh linen, but I'm pretty sure it's seasonal when I went back and looked. Because I'm going to paint this. This is going to be the color of our studio. I'm going to paint it this color because I like it so much. But our house is sage green now. Brooklyn's
I like
room
it.
is sage. Our room is like a darker green. But
So you would agree with this then?
yeah, I mean, as I look at that sage green Stanley up top.
Isn't that forest green?
Yeah. I mean,
Isn't
it's
that
a
just
sage
green?
forest. Yeah. Here's the thing. I think green is the answer. Like green is the new color, which is weird. I just like green. My eyes are green. That's probably why. But your eyes are green too.
Oh, thanks for noticing.
Always. But yeah, I mean, I agree. And let's never go back to millennial gray.
I agree with all of that. Green's been around forever. Why are colors like they become popular in different
No,
seasons?
butter yellow is the color, the year.
The Pantone color of the
Pantone
year.
color of the year. It's the color on my
The
fingernails.
Kellie tone color of her nails currently.
Yeah.
Right meow.
I don't know.
I don't know either.
It
'cause-
keeps fashion and things moving forward when you keep changing colors.
well, I don't-
For me, I just want to feel warm. I want my house to feel inviting and warm and comfortable.
And you've done a great job doing that
Thank you.
with all the sage green. Millennial sage green.
Thanks.
All right, a couple more and then we'll be done. Just because you share a bed with your spouse does not mean you need to share a blanket.
You know, I've heard about this
Have you?
where you can be in the same bed, but you each have your own, like, I think it's,
There's a name for it?
It's like a certain country that does this.
Well,
The
come on.
Swedish. It's either from like Sweden or it's not Scotland. It probably is Sweden. But yeah, where they each have their own like duvet cover or whatever.
How would you make that bed?
You don't. You do, but they kind of overlap each other.
Oh wait, is it one of those beds that's really just like 2 twin mattresses
No.
pushed together?
No. I mean, it could be.
Are they full-size comforters?
But no, yeah. Well, it depends on what size your bed is.
I think you'd want a full-size one. What's the point of getting a half-size one? You might as well share a blanket.
Well, if I'm on a king bed, I don't know that I need 2 kings. I maybe have 2 queen duvet covers. I don't really know. I've just seen this. I have TikTok videos that I've bookmarked with this or sent to you and been like, isn't that ridiculous?
I do remember this from a few months ago.
I would hate not being able to find your feet when my feet are freezing cold and I'm like, warm them up.
That was my next question. Are we going to do it?
No.
We were in a big king-size bed.
Oh,
Every
it
time
was so nice.
we're on
We
the
shared it
road-
with a spider.
Yeah,
Just
we
kidding. We didn't.
did. Gwendolyn. Me, you, and Gwen.
You killed her.
Stop it. Anytime we're on the road and we're in a king-size bed, we're like, this is pretty great.
Yeah.
And we should do that.
One day.
Yeah. What happened was we bought an awesome purple mattress.
You know, it's been like 5-6 years since we bought that mattress.
5 years. We bought it in 2020, baby.
That's right.
Right when the world shut down, which was a good time to buy it because
we?
then we got to sleep. Yeah. Oh, I remember. Oh, I remember.
Oh, I remember. I paid it off for a whole year. That's what I remember.
It was expensive.
It doesn't feel that expensive anymore. Like when I think back on it, I'm like,
5
yeah, that
years
feels
ago,
right.
it felt expensive. You spent a whole year paying it off.
Intentionally to build credit, but
Yeah, I mean, I think I just grew up with like, and not all hand-me-down mattresses. Don't get me wrong. I'm sure I had new ones, but like,
yeah, you just kind of
it's just
you
like
had the
swapped them
mattress
around, you know? Yeah.
It just showed up.
yeah, it was just there.
Mom and Dad always made sure I had a mattress.
Yeah, but I never went to a mattress store.
No,
I mean, I think I.
we
have
didn't go
been
to a mattress store for this one either. Just for the record,
We went to the mattress internet.
that's right. I would get a different one. I should have looked at what type of bed or Airbnb bed was.
Yeah, that's a bummer.
I'm gonna message him. We love the stay. What type of beds do you have in your house?
All right, let me see if I can end us on just a nice, easy one. I want to know your opinion on this. Are you reading them? You want to just pick one?
No, I can't really see them.
I wish we could go back to weekly releases on TV shows.
We have.
Really?
Yeah, Righteous Gemstones was releasing weekly. White Lotus just released weekly.
That's
They're doing in drops.
like batches, like
Bridgerton is going to come out in like one batch and then the second batch. I think they're doing the
that's to
same
drive
thing with
subscriptions.
Stranger Things 5.
Strangerlings 5.
I know, shush. Stranger Things. So they kind of are. And I kind of appreciate it because I am a binger.
Yeah.
Just like I binged a lot of shows recently. Then took a break. Now I'm binging books. That's how it works.
There you go.
But yeah, it was kind of fun. White Lotus was a fun one to watch the internet watch because it was coming out weekly. They may have dropped 2 like week 1.
That's usually what they do. They give you a couple
so that you can kind of like get in it, right? But it was such an interesting thing to everyone to be so excited.
Well, this is like the third,
Yeah,
fourth
no,
season,
but-
but no one was really talking about it except for us until this year.
That's true. We have watched White Lotus every year, but it was cool because they even gave like a little survey on. I think it's on Netflix.
Oh yeah,
That was like-
have you heard how this ends?
Well, yeah,
Wasn't it
but
that?
I think I took a picture of it, but it was like, whose life should be changed forever, and it like gave you different families and couples, and you got to choose. I don't know that it actually changed anything, but
Well, I heard they wrote and shot multiple different endings.
yeah, but it was cool. I was like, this is cool, but it was also cool because all of like the memes and all of the stuff that came out, like no one was going to spoil anything for anybody because we were all waiting for it to come out when it came out. So all that to say, it kind of is happening. And I like it for some things, and other things I'm like, I want to watch it.
Yeah.
But for me, it is because there are seasons in my life that I have more time and seasons in my life that I have less time. And if I have more time, I'm like, give me all of it so I can watch it. Because if you give it to me 1 week at a time, in 3 weeks, I'm booked for 3 weeks. And that means I'm 3 episodes behind
That's true.
everybody else. Or I'm trying to make it work.
Trying to make it work.
And I hate it. Anyways, I like it. I'm here for it. Just don't give me commercials.
No commercials. Whoa. Oh, yeah. It was the Airbnb. I was like, YouTube with commercials?
I know.
I've been
Ridiculous.
spoiled. Can't believe we pay for YouTube now. Best decision ever. Every time I've paid to get commercials to go away, I've never regretted it.
I have.
When?
I just feel like subscriptions are so expensive. I don't want them anymore. I do,
You
but I
know,
don't.
I was reading something that was talking about like what little life hacks do you use to save money? And someone said rotating subscription services.
That's smart.
So they'll be like, I got Netflix and
But
Max today.
Then they're
or
going to
this
be
month.
like AMC, where it's like
Can't sub
you can't
up
for
3
6
or
months.
something.
Yeah.
That would suck. I don't know. We just pay for a lot of them, and we shouldn't. Do we? I don't need to go specific.
It doesn't matter. Anyways, that's been today's podcast.
But there's so much coming up, Kel.
Yeah, that's right.
Maybe not for you, but it's time for me to dust off these pizza making hands. I won't be making pizza, but for the 3rd year, I'm flying to Kansas City, Missouri.
Maybe you'll get to try some this year.
Never ever to host the pizza competition for Casey's Pizza.
That's right.
If you're in the South and Midwest, wherever they have Casey's, you know the magic. I spent a whole day in their store a couple months ago doing man on the street interviews with people. It was life-changing.
Yeah.
I can't wait. It's one of my favorite. It's it's definitely top 3 gigs every year that I've been doing. So much fun. It is literally like a Food Network hour-long live TV show, and I can't get enough of it. So I'm very excited. Leaving for that soon. I think that's all for me.
Yeah. I have like 8 gigs this month, so I'll talk to you about them as they come up. But I have 2 next week. I just did 2 this last week. I have 2 next week. One is on the Santa Monica Pier. I don't know what I'm doing, but I said yes.
Peering it out. Peering it up.
So hopefully I'll get some art assets for that this week, considering it's on Friday.
Fingers crossed.
We'll see.
We shall see.
Who knows? And then we go to NTI, and I'm excited about that. But
We got a couple weeks
and
till that.
it's our 6-year anniversary. Everybody say, "Aww."
6 years. Thanks, 6 years.
Thanks, SP,
Thank you.
for marrying me.
Thank you for marrying me. It was easier to marry you.
You're welcome. Just
I
kidding.
know.
I love you.
I love you too.
All right.
Should we get out of here?
Gotta go.
We've got a busy week, and we're going to spend most of it working hard, but I hope you spend most of your time.
Hardly working like we did this last week in our retreat. Love
Mean
you.
it.
Bye. That's harmony we've had in a long time.
How do we do